Hi, my name is Alexandra Halfya. I am the COO and co-founder of Combify. We're located in Stockholm. Today, I've had the pleasure to talking with Mustafa about urban planning, the importance of accessibility, and me as a wheelchair user, what ideas, suggestions, observations that I have for city planners so that they can make our cities more accessible and equal for everyone. Tune in.
Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Please don't forget to follow Urbanistica on the different social media platforms, and also let's connect on LinkedIn. Big thanks to Urbanistica podcast partner AFRI. AFRI is an international engineering and design company providing sustainable solutions in the fields of energy, industry, and infrastructure. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it. I have the pleasure to welcome you back, Reem, to Urbanistica podcast. Hey, and welcome.
Thank you, Mustafa. It's great to be back here.
Thanks for coming. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm excited for the topic that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Me too. Thanks so much for coming. And did you had your summer vacation, or are you going to?
No, I had 1 week and I wish I had more.
Where did you go?
I went to Bodrum in Turkey. That's a coastal city. It was very nice.
What's the special with the city?
I think that I really like the people. They were very chilled, down to earth, very helpful. Everyone was very helpful, but also, I love mountains, and the city was full of mountains and sea. So it was for me, it was just, I could just sit there and contemplate and just be there.
Awesome. So welcome back to Stockholm. Is it like a big difference in the weather?
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very hot. It was around 30 degrees, but it was almost the same as now.
Yeah.
Um,
Back to work now.
Back to work.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Combify as well
Mhm.
in the end. Now let's talk about you. So how would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah, my name is Riem Alexandra. I am 30-year-old. I am an entrepreneur. I have my own company within construction. I've been working with it for over 5 years now. It's in a scale up stage. Um, I love learning new things and discussing social, cultural, different topics. So this is how
This is
I
the
would
short.
very short
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
And what do you work with now?
Right now, I am the COO, the Chief Operating Officer at Combify, but also I work with marketing, economy. Well, basically, I work with so many different things
Yeah.
just to keep the whole machine rolling.
Yeah.
This
And
is what I do.
yeah, and a short about Combify.
Yeah, we are a prop tech company that is specialized in providing building developers data about ongoing and planned construction projects happening in an area, city, or all of Sweden.
Yeah, and it's a digital platform,
It's
right?
a digital platform, it's a SaaS based platform, and the main target groups are building developers and architects.
Awesome. So, Rim, tell us more about you. Like, take us back in time. Um, where you born, and tell us about the accident and so on.
So, my parents are originally from Morocco. My father left Morocco to the Gulf, Arabian Gulf, in early 80s, I think late 70s. So I grew up in Dubai. I've never lived in Morocco. So I lived in Dubai since I was born until the age of 16. That's when I decided to come to Sweden. Um, So I had a very normal childhood. I was athletic, but then when I was 14, I was hit by a car in Sharjah. Actually, it's a city in United Arab Emirates. So yeah, so I had the car accident, and then I stayed in the hospital for about a year and a half in Abu Dhabi, and then I decided to come to Sweden to seek medical treatment, just to see, like try something new. I had some Swedish doctors in the hospital, so so the idea was to come to Sweden for 2 years and then go back. But then I liked Sweden and I decided to stay here.
That's what she said.
Exactly. So
But tell me like about the accident. How did it happen? Because you were 14 years old.
yeah.
Okay. So how did it happen?
So basically, it was a Thursday evening, and I was going to meet some friends, and I was going to cross the road to get to the other side, and then um, two cars stopped for me. There was like three lanes.
Okay.
So two cars stopped for me, so I crossed, but then the third one didn't see me because she was speeding and because I was covered
By the other
by the
cars.
other two cars and she was speeding so fast.
Okay.
So she didn't see me. So she did. I've like vividly, like I remember that I had maybe fraction of a second to run away, but I didn't. I froze when I saw the car coming.
Okay.
So I had maybe 0 point, I don't know what second to just,
Just yeah.
do something, but I didn't.
Okay.
I froze.
You're frozen in the middle.
Yeah. So she hit me and then she hit the two cars that stopped for me.
Okay.
So it was a very big accident.
Do you like remember the time after she hit you or no? You
I remember, I don't remember flying because I flew to the other side of the road, like a few meters. But I remember, like when you watch the movies.
like until the hospital. What do you remember?
So, like when you watch movies and then you see, like someone just go like, where am I and stuff. But I just saw that there were a lot of people around me on the street. I was
Yeah.
on the ground. And I remember that my face was wet. Obviously, it was blood, but I didn't know that it was
Oh
blood.
shit.
And this amazing thing that your brain does when you get trauma,
Yeah.
it numbs your body, so you don't feel anything.
Wow.
So I didn't feel pain, nothing, and that's your brain
Yeah.
is protecting you. So all I remember is that I just look at people looking at me, and my face is wet. That's what I remember. And then I remember I was in a car, like they're like flashbacks. So I remember I was in someone's car because they didn't wait for the ambulance to come and get me, because otherwise I would have not been here today. So they had to get me.
Yeah.
So people, pedestrians, they were on the street.
Yeah.
They got me, and then I just remember the guy asked me, "What's your name?" I told him, and then he told me, "Give me your mother's phone number." I gave them my sister Nisreen. She's my very best friend. So
Second mother.
yeah, so I just gave it to her. I'm still wondering like how did I remember that in the middle of everything? So I gave them my sister's phone number, and then just the whole way until the hospital, he was just calling my name. So he was tapping on my face.
So you stay alive.
So I stay, yeah. So yeah, that's what I
But
remember.
you didn't feel any pain at that moment.
No, nothing. I was just very, very shocked because
Did you understand that you were hit by a car?
no.
Okay.
I mean, I just understood. I understood that something very, very, very bad happened.
Wow.
So I just remember that when the car hit me, I had one thought in my head,
Mm.
and I said, "Oh no."
You say,
Yeah.
in the middle of everything.
In the middle of everything, I'm like, "Oh no, things are gonna go downhill from here." Yeah, it's bad.
Now
Yeah.
we are laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
by the way, like I apologize. Sometime maybe I'm gonna laugh, but I mean,
No, it's fine. I mean,
mean,
that's how you cope with everything. I'm fine. I mean, I just hope, telling my story or whatever questions you're asking,
yeah,
maybe someone will relate or whatever. So it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Because the point of this episode is like for us working with the traffic
Mm,
architects to understand like your perspective.
yeah.
Maybe we are chilling here and sitting in the office and thinking this is going to be perfect for everybody, but I'm not sure about this, to be honest. So I'm really grateful that you're here and sharing your story with us. sometimes you don't need to answer my questions.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry,
it's
I'll tell
you
you.
exactly. Yeah. So you take control of the answers. I have the questions. So and I'm a curious person. So
Yeah, yeah, but don't worry. I'll share whatever I feel comfortable in sharing. I might skip some details, but I'm
yeah,
don't
please
worry.
don't skip
Thank you.
all the questions.
No, 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 I'm fine so far.
So back to the to Abu Dhabi. You went to the hospital,
Yeah.
and what did they tell you?
They didn't tell me, they told my parents. I had a very bad heart injury because when I hit the street, when I when I, when the car hit me and I hit the street, I fell on my arm, and then the aorta that gets oxygen to your back and legs was had an internal bleeding, so I didn't have oxygen in my legs. And this is an internal bleeding, an internal injury. So usually, people that have been in car accidents die from it because you don't see it. It doesn't show from outside. So, anyways, because of that, I had to undergo two heart surgeries. Then and then they put me into an induced coma. It means that I was in a medical coma for about 1 month, and then I stayed in the hospital for a year and a half.
A year and a half. What did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah, like
How
you
do you
were
mean?
like on the bed, or you were
No,
doing.
the first 8 months I was in the intensive care unit.
Wow,
So in the beginning, I couldn't see, I couldn't talk.
really?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe on my own. I forgot how to breathe.
So it's on. Wait. So it's on not only about legs and so on.
No, 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 no. It was very big because my organs failed, and then they started. It was very chaotic. So that's the thing. It was not like car accident. I only had a few fractures, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So my heart surgery really did a lot of
Wow.
things. So yeah, so that's why I stayed a year and a half because of complications after that.
Okay. And what did they tell you like after 1 year and a half before you come to Sweden?
Um, I mean, I got to a point where I could use a wheelchair because I couldn't sit
You were
before.
only lying on bed?
I was only laying on the bed, and then I had to learn to sit again because even any person who, like stays on bed for 1 month, your muscles are gonna weaken
Yeah.
and
Because
everything.
you program your body on something.
Exactly. So I had to learn to sit again and do some stuff. And when I reached a point where they gave me all the necessary things that I can survive now, I am not in danger, then that's when I decided.
Okay, leave the hospital. And like during 1 year and a half, you were only like you were not allowed to do something else. Let's say watching YouTube or
I was.
doing some physical things.
No, no physical. I was doing some physical therapy, but that was after 1 year. So the whole first year, I was just in bed or in a big wheelchair, and I was only allowed to go outside in the sun for like 2 hours and then come back because I was very, very sick. But of course, I mean, I was treated like a like a queen in the hospital, and it was so weird because the head of surgery in that hospital, he was a person that was mean to many people, and many people were very afraid of him. But he was so nice to me.
Really?
Yeah. So I was his favorite in the whole hospital. I was back then. I'm talking about 2006. I was the only person, like patient who had a internet connection because before, you had the
Yes.
slot, like the
The cable.
cable. I was the only one, and because you cannot use the cable because it's not secure for the whole
Yeah.
hospital files and stuff.
Yeah.
You cannot give it to patients. But I had internet.
That's so
I had my
nice.
own fridge. I had my whole room. Many patients needed to share rooms with
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
patients. I never shared room with anyone.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
but I think a big part of it because they saw that I was a child, and then they saw how bad I was, and then how I came back.
Okay.
So that's I think what gave them,
And how did it come that you moved to Sweden? Like
My father, starting I think from 2004 or something, he used to come to Sweden back and forth, and it just came up to try medical treatment here to see if there's anything that I can do because all the year and a half in the hospital in Abu Dhabi, or all of the surgeries that I've done there, none of them were to help me, like walk again or whatever. They were just treating complications. So it was like, let me see somewhere else. And as I said, we had some Swedish doctors. It was very international hospital. So we had a lot of South um, African, American, Swedish, and some of them told me to come and check Sweden out. So that's where I came. I came when I was 16 here. I was not allowed to go to another hospital directly after I left the hospital in Abu Dhabi because because you can get sick from staying in a hospital for too long.
Ah,
So you have to
okay.
have some
Like a gap.
room gap,
Yeah.
because that's why they keep hospitals so clean the whole time. It's because there's a lot of sickness and bacteria, and you might get very sick
Okay,
if you
makes
stay
sense.
there. So for long-term patients. So they told me to stay at least 6 months outside the hospital, and then if I want to go to another hospital. So that's when I decided to come to Sweden when I was 16, and then I started going to Karolinska and stuff. So
So if, is it from 2016 you're using a wheelchair?
2016, no, 2006.
So how is it like? How is the experience like? Is it what to say, when you move, when you, is it difficult in the beginning? How was it like for you as a first time, like you needed to do?
I mean, I had to train my brain because I was not born like I was born walking, right? So
Yeah.
it was not I wasn't born with a disability, or so even if I was 14, but I still had, like good 13 or 12 years that I was like walking, running, doing stuff. So in the beginning it was a bit difficult that you want to do so much, but you are a bit limited. Things take slower time. So even if you're like a person that want to do things fast, but still you're limited to a certain extent. So in the beginning, it was difficult, but then when I came to Sweden, that's when I got, like, that's when I knew, because I didn't know before, um, that wheelchairs are done like specifically for you. So if you're depending on your length, weight, your choice of active life or not active life, then they will give you a chair that suits that, which is a very
So
good
it's
privileged
not
thing
as a
here.
standard
No, 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 no.
wheelchair.
So in Dubai, I had a standard one,
Yeah.
but then here I have one
Adjusted to your
that
lifestyle.
adjusted to my lifestyle, adjusted to my, to make me feel as independent as possible.
So let's talk about like the previous 3 years. So what is your lifestyle?
Oh, I am very active. Um, I mean, apart from working with Combify, I've also initiated and run projects to help refugees with physical disabilities to integrate in the Swedish society. So I went around so many different cities around Sweden. I spoke about it, met a lot of people, spoke about it. So very active life, but mostly active in work related, not active as in hobbies. Hobbies, not anymore. I don't have so much time for that, although I would love to. But yeah, so I'm very active. I'm out every single day, during weekends as well sometimes. So
Yeah. So let's talk now about more like the physical environment, built environment,
mm,
buildings, street, public spaces, and so on.
mm.
So in buildings, what is like the most the barrier or the challenges within the building? Like when you go to a building, what do you think about in terms of accessibility?
Always entrance. I always ask about entrance. If there is, like stairs or no stairs, how does the entrance look like? And if the building has an elevator, if I'm going, for example, if we're thinking about my life now, if I'm going to a meeting, do you have elevators? No. Yes.
Okay, so this is important, like to access the entrance.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Mm.
that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
But you're asking actively, right? Like when they, let's say I invited you to this
Yeah.
building at Avery.
Mm.
So did you count that it's already accessible?
I mean, this is a very special example because it's A3 and you should have an accessible. So I didn't think about it.
Okay,
And because of the building, you pass
yeah,
by it in Solna, it's big. So
yeah.
I didn't think about it.
Okay, let
But
me say, and
yeah,
you
another
don't know me,
example.
and
Yeah. But of course, I would ask you. I would call you because, and this is something I've learned because before I didn't do that.
yeah, you just went and then.
I just went. But now I call and then I go like, "Hi, Mustafa. Okay, I'm coming to your meeting. Um, do you have stairs? Do you have a elevator? Can we meet in a room that is downstairs, not upstairs? If you have, all of that.
Okay.
And if none of it is accessible, then I ask them to meet somewhere else or to come to my office.
So what is the perfect building for you?
A building that I can enter and be inside and exit by myself with no help.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it look like? Like it's a ramp or something electrical that takes you up to the entrance? Let's say if there is a elevation.
I mean, it really depends on the design and the space that the building has, but a ramp, just a ramp is something not enough
Okay.
because I've also been told to, for example, when I meet someone and then go, yeah, we have a ramp. And then I see it's like 90 degrees,
Oh shit.
like
Yeah.
very, very steep ramp that it's as good as
It's impossible.
stairs.
Yeah.
I still need someone to push me.
Okay.
And don't misunderstand, there are a lot of nice people out there. People will help. Me personally, no one has ever, like denied help. Even when people just, like pass by, they always offer help. But the best case scenario, you
For you
want
to be yourself and
exactly
independent
to be able to enter and exit
by yourself.
by myself.
And you use your two hands because it's not electrical, right?
No, I don't have an electrical wheelchair. I have a manual one.
So the ramp should be like super friendly for you to.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Maybe you have some information there. I have no idea how people build ramps because
There is
some of
like a
it,
standard with some degrees and
yeah, because I have no idea if people actually sat on wheelchairs and then tried to get on these ramps. Because some ramps, I just go like, "Ooh, what were they
it's
thinking?"
like a slide for kids, like it's
Yeah.
very.
It's very, yeah. I mean, it's fine. As I said, if it's like limited space, then I don't know, make the ramp a bit, like a zigzag or
Going like a
whatever,
snake.
like a snake or whatever. But just because you put a ramp there does not make it accessible.
Okay.
That ramp should be functional as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's say you took the ramp and then the door usually it's like on a big size, right? Like the entrance doors are usually big.
Yeah, here in Stockholm they are.
And how about the like opening the door? You use the button?
I mean, it depends. Some doors I opened up by myself.
Yeah.
But if I have stuff with me, then I would really like a button to be there because you have to think of three things. You have to think about rolling the chair, holding the stuff you have in your lamp, and opening the door. So that's why it's better for a door opener. So you only have two things to think about.
Wait, so you use one hand to hold the chair?
To hold my chair, to
The
roll it.
the wheel.
The
And
wheel.
to roll it, yeah.
To roll it inside.
Which hand you use? Like which is hand
Oh,
is your
for me,
stronger?
both. I mean, let's say left hand. I'm rolling.
Are you a left hand
No.
person?
No, I'm
Okay.
a righty man. Yeah,
Okay.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, example. I can roll with both hands.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I would like roll my left hand and then, it's so weird because I have never
Explain this.
explained this.
Okay. This is good.
Yeah. And then I would, for example, have my laptop. If I'm going to a meeting, then I have a bag with a laptop on my lap, on my legs.
Yeah.
And then for me to be able not to drop that bag, I need to make sure that there is a door opener so that my right hand would not, like push the door and then I would drop my leg.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't have three hands. I only have two, right? So
yeah. For the listeners, you should be here like in the room and watching her because she's telling like this is my left hand and watching the right hand and visualizing the laptop here.
I mean, I have to explain it to you.
Yeah, I'm
yeah, because I don't think there are any stupid questions when it comes, for example, to these things, because not everyone has someone who sits in a wheelchair that knows them. So it's fine.
To be honest with you, I'm very happy here because you're here and I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
because I never experienced, like I don't have somebody close to me
Exactly.
with this situation. So, and also like I work with urban design, with urban planning. For me, it's not super design, but I know like this is very important. Like these small details explaining to me, like
Mm,
opening the door and so on, you know?
mm.
So I appreciate it. So, okay, doors like this, and then meeting rooms and so on.
Yeah, I mean, elevators, very old buildings here in Stockholm, they usually have very small
Yeah.
elevators, but I'm lucky because of I have a very small wheelchair. So usually I have never encountered an elevator that is smaller than my
Okay,
wheelchair
cool.
because it's usually like for one person.
Yeah.
And from my chair it enters, but then there's no room for someone else. Um, but yeah, I mean, then meeting rooms, usually people that I go and meet, they're very nice. So they would help or fix or change a room. But then, of course, if I go to, like, for example, yesterday I had a dentist appointment.
Mm.
It was a dentist clinic that I've never been to.
Okay.
I booked everything online.
Mm.
And then there was a small comment box that I could write anything to them.
Okay,
And then,
feedback.
yeah, no, not feedback, just a note before going
Ah,
there.
sorry, in the booking.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, because again, it's learning by experience. So I just wrote, heads up, I am on a wheelchair. So if you have a room upstairs, if you can just put the equipment, whatever, downstairs.
Cool.
And then it was a clinic in Fridhemsplan, and they had stairs everywhere inside. So it was, like it was very bad because she didn't think about it.
Ah.
It felt like there's no wheelchair users ever going to that clinics, and it's fine. Maybe that out of what do you call it? Out of no need for it. No one maybe called before. I am the first one. I have no idea, but it would be nice to, when you open a business, you just at least think about, especially if it's dentist,
I mean, you work
doctor.
with people.
Exactly.
Mm.
Um,
Okay. Mm. How are like the furnitures, let's say meeting, like tables and so on? Is it easy for you just like sit, or you need like to adjust the height of the table and so on?
for me, no. I mean, most of the meetings I go to, they're in a bit modern companies, so they have thought these through. So and For different wheelchair users, some people need higher chairs, some people lower tables, whatever. But for me, I'm okay as long as it's not a bar chair, like the
Ah, yeah,
high
yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
And usually you don't find these in meeting rooms, so I'm
Okay.
fine. So the bar
Yeah.
chairs, then these,
The
like
tall one.
the
Yeah.
tall ones,
Yeah.
usually I don't find them in meeting
Yeah.
rooms, so it's fine.
So because also we have many interior designers, so it's let's take opportunity and inspire all of them.
Mhm.
So like so usually you find it like okay as a, like the standard height of table and so on and doors and
Yeah, I mean, relatively okay. Yes.
yeah. Do you wish that something should be bigger, higher, lower? We talked about the ramp now,
Mm,
but how about door and everything like
I
it,
mean,
building wise?
building wise, I mean, I would think about maybe,
Yeah, how is yeah.
yeah, because that's my biggest challenge everywhere I go in Stockholm, both restaurants, buildings, public spaces, like a lot of things. I have to think, like, first thing I have to think about is the toilet. I have to strategically look, can I go in or not?
Hmm.
And sometimes with the design, let's say that the toilet is my wheelchair can fit in, but then when you go in, there's the sink before
Yeah.
that it would not, or they put the trash can before that would block that entrance.
Yeah.
So even if there is no disability toilet, even if it's a normal toilet, I'm fine with that. But just need to think about
Make it open and
access. Yeah,
accessible.
accessible. Just like going in.
Don't place something in the front.
No.
Okay.
So and I think that the only way to get it right is to actually sit on a wheelchair and try it before designing or while designing.
Because this is the thing we have. I will show you later.
Mm,
Maybe this is going to be your first time also seeing. We have something called architecture standard
mm.
with like a dimension, how the door should be big and everything. Um, but I think is the best way is also to experience, like sit on a wheelchair and see what.
I don't think it's the best way. I think it's necessary because I don't know these standards. Every how long are they updated, and by whom were they written, and all of these things. So I think that it will not take anything. You can just borrow a chair from somewhere, for like 1 hour or something. Just see, okay, how does it look like? For example, mirrors. So many mirrors, they're above the sitting the sitting level. So you have, for example, toilets. We go back because it's a very big issue. There's like a disability toilet, very big, spacious, everything. But the mirror is for a person standing.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, so I would never be able to see.
Of course not.
So these things should be thought about. And I truly believe that it's necessary for someone to sit on a wheelchair and someone that is medium height, not someone who
What
is
is
very.
like your eye level?
For me, it's about 130 centimeters.
Okay.
So I am, if I would stand, I would be 170 centimeters, but sitting, it's 130.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm seeing it 130.
Do you find like things that you touch with your hand, let's say electrical buttons and so on, and
Mm.
hand doors and so on? Is it like you need to jump until you reach, or no? It's there in the good high.
No, these ones are good.
Okay.
These ones are good.
Mm.
Mm. But for example, some port telephones, when you enter buildings,
Yeah.
you have, like the text who you want to call, and they're usually a bit higher up.
Okay.
So even if I reach the numbers, I wouldn't be able to see who am I calling.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
this one I can't see. So I always,
You
I
need
have
like
to
to
guess a little bit,
or jump a bit, like
jump a bit,
yeah.
ask someone, or you know what I do? I usually take a picture with my phone or a video so
Ah,
I
to
can
see.
see what I'm
Oh my
doing.
goodness, yeah.
So this is, yeah.
So even like sometimes the building, the entrance is like accessible,
Mm,
but like these kind of phones are not.
Small details, but they matter. I mean, they could.
I mean, like now when you're telling me about the mirror, this is very stupid. I mean, you're in the
I mean, stupid if you knew about it and you did it anyways. But I think people don't think about it. This is why, again, I go back and they need to sit on a chair and try it out. And again, it should be someone medium height, not someone who's very, very tall or someone very short. So I don't know what's the average height here in Stockholm. And then to sit on a chair and then see, okay, how do I see things? What's my perspective here? Whatever. And
now there is like this kind of courses that you can go and like to try also like sitting on a wheelchair to be in the city. So they start, which is great, but of course we need more. So tell me more about your movement within the buildings, like at home. How is it like?
I mean, in my apartment, it's pretty good. So everything is okay. Um,
Is it like a normal apartment or you got like a special
no,
one?
no, normal. Everything is normal for me. I mean, I could make it better, but everything is normal for me. So in my building, I'm living in a newly produced building, so it's good. So I have even in my floor, I have door openers everywhere, so I'm fine there.
That's nice. And how about like, some doors, they have this, I don't know what you call it in English, like the one in the middle
Mm.
that divide between the two rooms,
Mm.
like a kind of boundary. Sometimes they are like 3 or 5 millimeters high.
Mm.
They are disturbing.
They're very disturbing because if I don't have anything on my lap, or I don't have, for example, I'm not holding coffee, then I'm fine. Then I can just
You can like roll on it.
roll on it,
Yeah.
but slowly. But if I have coffee in my hand, for
Mm,
example, if we're in an office environment,
yeah.
then there is a high chance that I'm going to spill,
Okay.
or I need to move very slowly.
Slowly.
Imagine a car going on a bumper.
Yeah.
So you have to, if you're holding a coffee
True,
in the
true, true,
car
true,
and
true.
you go fast on the bumper, you're going to spill
Yeah.
that coffee. It's exactly the same, but
Yeah.
for a chair.
Yeah. Because usually like architects likes to put it just to show extra that this is like a not boundary, like this is the line between the two spaces. But okay, it looks beautiful maybe, but from accessibility point of view, it's not really.
Yeah, no, I mean, they are very not so good.
Mm,
But
yeah.
maybe if they could make I mean, if they are there for beauty reasons, then maybe if they could make the edges a bit round,
Yeah,
so
soft. Yeah.
the chair would, or even people that use the rollator, like the
Yeah, for the
rolling
seniors.
for the seniors,
Yeah.
or even some people that, yeah, that use it, it would be smoother
Yeah.
to get on.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, but that is, I always get sometimes help from my colleagues when they see me have coffee, then they just go jump and take it because they know that.
They take you or the coffee?
No, they take the coffee. No, they take the
Yeah,
coffee
yeah,
and help out.
yeah. So what about like other stuff in the building? What do you think about?
I think about kitchen, um, where the cups placements, for example, microwave placements. In office spaces, there are a lot of microwaves that are, especially the newer ones. Microwaves, sorry, are placed higher above, which is not very good for. I mean, I can like heat my food, but then I will not be able to use any of the buttons that are on the upper part. I can push start because usually the start is a bit
Lowest, yeah.
lowest.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, food, yeah, kitchens, cups placements. I don't know, make a space for, um, you know, whenever I talk about these details,
Yeah.
for me, I'm good. I have very good people around me. I have my team. I have
Nice.
very nice people that can, like help out. I can ask for help when I need to. I'm not shy or uncomfortable when it comes to help, but I always think about people that don't do that or
Exactly.
feel
Or
uncomfortable.
maybe not in Sweden.
Yeah. Oh, in Sweden, not in Sweden is another thing. I mean,
Do we need to do another episode then?
yeah, no, it's
How can you? We're gonna talk about your trip, maybe the summer trip,
mm,
and see how was it like airports there in the hotel and so on.
mm.
So what else in the buildings? Like
Balconies.
balconies?
Yeah. Sometimes we go to because we rented two different offices that had terrace and balconies here, and of course you pay for all of these. But then I cannot get out of to the terrace without someone helping out because there's either stairs if they're on the top of the building
Okay.
when they're like a rooftop, or there's like one step and it's even not even. I don't know how to call it, but I always needed help
Mm,
go in and out.
okay.
And again, there's no problem asking for help. But imagine if you have a bad day and you don't feel like talking to anyone
Yeah. True.
and you don't feel like interacting with anyone,
Mm,
or you are in a bad mood, then you
mm.
have to smile. Hi, Mustafa, can you please help me? Like, so, these small
Yeah,
things, they might seem like small things, but they could really make someone's day better.
that's so true.
It's freedom of movement.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Just
true.
freedom of
Yeah, yeah,
movement.
yeah.
I don't need to stay there and then wait for someone to come and get me every single
True,
time.
true. When you buy furniture,
Mm,
mm, all like let's say chairs, beds, tables, I don't know what else there are as a furniture interiors.
mm.
Everything you see is like kind of suitable for you somehow, or no? No.
No, for
Let's say
me,
let's say IKEA. We go to IKEA and you want to buy stuff for your home.
no, they're usually very standard height. I mean, I don't mind, or I am able to move freely from a chair to a bed or sofa or whatever, as long as the sofa is not, let's say, 10 centimeters or 15 centimeters higher than me, or lower, so much lower than me.
Okay.
But mostly the standard, like even when you go to me or other furniture stores, I mean, they're very good.
Can we say good job IKEA?
Yeah, I think so. I
Nice.
think they got it pretty standard,
Yeah.
at least for me.
Let's take April again. Um, how was it to come here? Like, what did you think about from like the taxi
Hmm.
until we are sitting here and talk? What what kind of challenges you thought about in as a
Um, I mean, I haven't seen anything yet. I really liked that in the entrance because, again, I look at these details. I really like that the entrance, the ramp was very smooth. You go to the side, and then like you almost not feel that there is an elevation going up
Nice.
because it's going around, and then you go to the entrance. Because on the other side, I think there are 2 steps or something. So that's pretty good. The elevator is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Even the toilet coming in here, it's pretty good.
You like the podcast studio?
Yeah, I like it. I don't necessarily like carpet so much.
Really?
Yeah, it's harder to roll on.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. So carpet, it takes more effort to roll on. So yeah, so I have to have put more effort in
Yeah.
rolling. It's more resistance
Okay.
from the chair. It's not as smooth as a wooden.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, you have a podcast, you need a carpet, the
Yeah.
sound and everything. So,
Wow. So many details.
yeah.
Okay, so this is like how about like the taking shower and so on? How do you do that?
Um, I have a standing shower at home, and I have a chair that I put. It looks like a bench.
Mhm.
It's I got it from the hospital. It's a washable plastic bench, and usually I put it there. And usually, and then I have another chair. It's like it's like a stool,
Yeah.
but it's a bit wide, so it's not round. It's small. And the good thing about this is that you can remove the legs and then re-put them.
Okay.
And I started taking them to hotels.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because some hotels doesn't matter 5 stars, 1 star. Everything is the same. Yeah, you go to a building that is, amazing hotel, and the whole hotel
Yeah.
has one
What?
shower chair for wheelchair, and
What?
they usually go like, "Oh, but there is another guest using it, or whatever."
Oh my
So
God.
they don't have many, or they would give you something that is, like when you sit on it, then it might slip or whatever. So you cannot
Yeah.
have just a plastic chair and then that's it. It has to be steady on water and your body weight
Yeah.
moving and everything. So,
How about windows?
windows, I mean, old buildings that I've been to, I don't see from the windows. They're all higher. Or if I see, then I can almost just my eye. Then I should still, stretch my neck so I can see outside. But newer ones, I see everything. I mean, my window at home, my bedroom window is from ceiling to floor.
That's
So
nice.
it's all open, yeah.
Let's see the windows there, like next to the desktop. Are they fine for you?
Yeah, it's fine. It depends on if I'm going to come to this office every day.
Yeah.
Then
Then
I want to be able to see outside because I said no to one office space a couple of months ago because I couldn't see outside and you feel suffocated.
of course then
You
you're in
only
the
see,
box.
yeah, you only see, like light and people, like if you're standing, you see outside, but
Yeah.
then you only see, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a box.
So okay.
But I wouldn't like take it to the extreme. Oh, I need all spaces to look like this. But if there's someone who's
Like yours.
working
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and someone who needs that, then yes, please do it, change it. Um,
What else should we think about, like from interior wise? We talked about doors, entrance, windows, um, something else.
um,
The
elevators, the ones that they are installed on stairs. So some older buildings, like have you been to Grand Hotel? So for example, in Grand Hotel, there's stairs, but then next to the stairs, they have this that they install it after they have built the building. So you have this elevator. It's like a metal thing, and then you have to press the whole time, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. And these types of elevators, they're usually, from my
wait.
experience,
You mean the elevator that next to the stairs
next
that
to the stairs.
takes you up from? Yes, now I understand you.
That one.
I thought the normal elevator,
No,
like
no. The ones that they install next to stairs or on
yes,
stairs when the
yes,
building has already been built
yeah,
and then they want to make it more accessible. So these ones, whenever, like when Stockholm and Sweden has put more restricted laws when it comes to accessibility, so many people started installing those. So you find them in shopping malls, inside boutiques. For example, in Mall of Scandinavia, you would find different elevator points, but then inside, for example, Mango's or whatever, you
There
will
is
still
one
find one inside it.
that takes you from
That
this level
takes
to other level.
exactly.
So what about these?
These are good, but then they are. I feel that people put the minimum budget on them because they are very slow. They sound so loud. They are. It's too manual for the 21st century.
Okay.
I still think that it's so good and it's better than nothing, and I'm thankful for that. But if you're asking for room for improvement, then put more. Think about the experience of the person that is going up. It's not because, well, I'm taking you from A to B.
You should be grateful.
You should be grateful. For example, elevators. Why do people make elevators look nice? Why don't people just put a box, no mirrors, nothing? Because of the experience, right? We're gonna spend some minutes going up and down.
So true. We're gonna do elevator pitch.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. So it's people going up and down. Otherwise, some places they put music in the elevator. They put pictures. They put ads. Because it's an experience. So why not think of the same experience for people that have disabilities? So don't just give them what is left over.
That's true. And it's also like when I hear now, it's not like that you're asking for something big. It's like just make them faster and not sound like.
It's so high that there's no way that you can have a phone call in them, even though they're open. It's so high.
Oh my God.
The sound. And usually they're not very clean, they're dusty.
How do you you got on it and then you press a button
and then you press, it's usually 1 or 2 or maximum 3 floors. They're not more than that. And then you should keep pressing until you reach that.
So it's like this.
Yeah. So if you remove your hand, it will stop.
Do your hands get tired in the end of the day from pressing, rolling, and all of it, writing on computer?
I mean, not for me. I'm very active. So, and I have strong arms. So I am not, I'm okay. I mean, I do get tired as anyone, if I went to 5 different places today and went from here to there, of course I will get tired.
Yeah.
But not from pressing or.
Okay. How is it when you do shopping? Because usually like the cashier is like very high and this.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so good. Because some places, like you have the cashier, like the kassa where there's an actual human being standing there.
And then there is one robotic.
Yeah, the robotic. The robotic, 9 out of 10, I cannot reach.
Because they are very high.
They're very high. But I cannot remember which boutiques or supermarkets, but some of them started having heights for me, like the same height.
Yeah.
But most of them, I have, like one item. And then I look, there is no way for me to go. Because I can, like scan it, but I cannot reach the screen.
Yeah.
So this is so good, not so good.
And how about the normal cashier?
No, it's good. It's fine. It's usually, I mean, it's never too high or no, it's good. It's very good. But of course, supermarkets, it's so many different factors happening there. So I don't expect supermarkets to be, it's too unrealistic.
How is it when you're buying? Like
I ask people for help. When it's because most of
there is something high.
Yeah, because they need space. That's why I'm telling you I need to be realistic. I cannot think of it to be all accessible. They need space. They have limited amount of space and they have limited X amount of products, so they need to stack them. But usually people help when it's like higher up. They come. It's fine.
Where are your products? Usually they are up or down?
No, up. Yeah, but I know them, so I I plan. So I know that, okay, I see that they are up and then I see where's the next product and then the third, for example, and then I go and I ask the person that is working there to collect these so that I don't every 2 seconds, oh, can I have this? But it's fine with them. And sometimes you forget, but you want to also be nice.
Of course.
Because they're still helping you, right? So they're doing it out of being nice. I don't think in their job contract they have to help me. So in that sense, so but I mean, you find a way with it. I mean, these are very, very small details in comparison to whatever you go through every single day. So
And how is it out in the city? You use a car as a mobility to move from one building to other building, like, or how do you, or public transportation?
yeah, I mean, going from my home because of my home, I live in Tabi and it's a bit
It's far
outside the
away.
city
Where's your office?
and Fridhemsplan. So it's in the city. So it takes around like 25 minutes with the car, 30. But I would not use the car if I am moving inside Stockholm city.
Okay, tell me about public transportation. Let's say you're living here close.
Hmm.
Can you use public transportation?
No, I don't use public transportation. I don't use buses. Buses are the worst thing ever.
Come on, really?
Yeah, because buses, the big ones, they have this ramp thing that they
Yeah, I saw like one time at the driver open
exactly,
it.
but the ramp is still steep. I still cannot get up by myself. So I still need help to get in. And if I'm lucky, I will find someone outside or someone inside seeing me.
Okay.
Otherwise, I cannot get up. So I avoid it. And some places they park next to the sidewalk,
Yeah.
but sometimes there's a gap.
Yeah. True.
And I have a very, very light chair, so I can easily tilt and fall. So I'm not gonna,
Yeah. Take the risk and.
no, no, no. So I don't take buses ever.
But I saw like some buses here in Stockholm. They can lower the level and then the driver comes out, open
Yeah,
it.
that's like one in, I don't know. If the driver is nice enough, yes. They
Okay.
can do that. They can
Mm,
fix it.
mm. So
But
no
sometimes
no
it's
no
not
buses
possible.
for you here.
No, and it's so sad because sometimes, like I look, I have a meeting, my taxi is late, I don't find Uber, whatever. The bus is like few stations, but I cannot take it because I become genuinely stressed. I'm like, okay, so how will I get in and how will I get out?
So buses X and metro.
Metro is good, but then you have,
There is also gap, right?
no, no, this is fine. I'm okay with that gap.
With that gap,
No,
or
no, no.
there is a gap.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes there are even like more gaps, but I'm fine with that.
okay,
But the problem in metro is the elevator.
they're smelly.
No, not only that. That is the elevators. They are often not working, and they take a long time to fix them
Ah, yeah, out of function.
out of function.
Mm.
And because, for example, you, Mustafa, you see an elevator. I don't know. You're with someone, or you, I don't know. You want to take an elevator for some reason, and then you see it's not working, you decide to take the stairs or the escalator. So you don't think even about
I have two options.
calling. Yeah, you have two options.
Yeah,
So me, it was like more than one time I had to go to another station
just because of the
just
elevator.
because the elevator is not working, and it's mostly at Östermalm, Södermalm, at the
I live in Telefonplan, and one time usually I take the escalator. You call it escalator, right?
escalator. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's out of function, and they fix it after 1 month.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so annoying. I will take the stairs. So like I have three options
Uh,
and I'm complaining. So now I'm
yeah.
like putting myself in your perspective.
Yeah, I don't have, yeah. And then also you have, like because some stations I cannot which one? Maybe Fridhemsplan, I don't know. Some stations you go to more than one story underground.
Yeah.
So you have to take a couple of escalators, two escalators or two elevators. So sometimes the first elevator would be working, but then you're in the middle, and then the second elevator is not working. So what happens? You either have to go up, find another station or another entrance to the station to go where you want to go, or trust total strangers with carrying you on the stairs. Now, the people that work in the SL, they are not allowed to help you.
They are not allowed to leave their office? Or?
No, they're not allowed to lift me off the stairs.
Really?
Yeah, because it's risky.
It's because you're for your own good.
For my own good. They're not allowed, not even the security that are in the
Yeah, like the guards.
The guards, yeah, the security, they're not allowed to carry me on the stairs.
Yeah.
So what happens sometimes, like total strangers, very nice people would ask me, but it's very, very risky.
How do they like do that? Like
They would just lift, maybe two people, one person from here, one person from
from
the other
side,
side. Yeah,
lift you down.
exactly. But I usually say no because if they were my friends, then I'm okay because I trust.
Yeah.
But I don't know about strangers, so I wouldn't do it. Sometimes, of course, I had to because there was no way for me to get out of the station. But yeah, but that's
Yeah,
very
getting out of a station is also a problem. Like what happened? Okay, let's say you made it from the first station, you took the metro,
For example, the SJ,
the train.
train station. There's also a lot of like I would go and then I would have the perong. What do you call it?
The wall.
The station.
No, yeah,
Yeah, where the
the platform.
platform. Thank you. So in the platform, there's so many times that the only elevator to that platform is broken. And you would pass by it for a whole week and it's still not
Yeah,
fixed.
it takes a lot of
So
time.
I'm genuinely interested. Why does it take so long time? Like imagine if that same problem was for the mass citizens, the main citizens, the ones who are, for example, walking, not needing a wheelchair or any, equipment. Would they have fixed it as fast or would they have waited with it?
So you mean it's not like on the prior
No,
to-do
it's not a
list?
priority.
How about like the regional trains? Sometimes I see there's a super big gap. Do you usually take them? Like Pendeltåg.
I don't take Pendeltåg. Most of my work friends going out, it's all going to the city. And from my home, I take the taxi. And the city, it's either I take Uber or I
Yeah.
go
With
around with a chair.
yeah.
I
So,
don't
so,
take Pendeltåg.
so like no public transportation for you
No,
so
no,
much.
no.
Did you do you map the station like which station is good, which station has good entrances with 4 elevators, or no, you don't care about this? Like because usually, like let's say for me, I map the public toilets. I know like this area, there's a public toilet here.
Mm.
Do you have also this kind of map where you like which station is good and accessible, which station sucks?
I mean, yeah, only when it comes to the certain areas that I go to, because sometimes it's much easier for me to just take the tube, go somewhere else. So I know that, okay, the elevator in Östermalm and Birger Jarlsgatan, that elevator is broken most of the time. I will not go there.
Yeah,
So I will go somewhere else.
yeah.
So these things, but I don't spend so much time because I don't take public transportation that much.
Okay, and that's that.
Yeah, so I don't because so many things happened before and they're very dirty as well. They're very, very dirty.
This was my first comment. Like I told you, is it smelly?
It's very dirty.
Like the elevator.
It's not about smelly. It's not hygienic. I feel there's a disease in that. Seriously, it's very bad.
The one in the central station, yes, I totally agree. It's never clean.
It's so bad. I mean, they could easily, okay, fine, even if they clean it, but this is like years and years and years of whatever there is. I don't want to discuss the listeners, but whatever it is. But change the elevator. How much will it cost you? A couple of 100,000? Change it. This is for your city, for your people. And again, I am not thinking about myself only, me, Azreem, Alexandra. I have options. I can go to Uber. I can call a friend to pick me up. I can afford to whatever it is. But what if it's an old person who has asthma or some old people here in Sweden, they even perfumes they're allergic to? What about strong smells? What about touching these things or whatever it is? So it's, yeah.
So what is like, let's say now people working with the design of stations and traffic and so on, like focusing on station public transportation. So what are your takeaway messages for them to make your life easier? What should they think about?
I mean, put more weight into making it accessible for the other target groups and not put it as an extra, like as put it as important and the same time as when you are thinking of an escalator, think of an elevator for people with personal physical disabilities. And one of the things that I would wish happen, like in Dubai, because as I said, I grew up in Dubai, and in Dubai there is signs. There is priority for elevators. If you're walking, you have no luggage, no baby carriage, you're healthy, stop using these elevators.
Ah,
First, you are taking time. You're making them busy, and yeah, so it's very bad. So if you and I'm not talking about, for example, A3 when it's a big building and so many stuff. Of course, you have to take the elevator, but I'm talking about public, because they're basically just like 2, 3, 4 floors, and there's already escalator.
and always busy, like the.
Always
Oh, I
busy.
see it. I see
Yeah,
it.
you miss trains, you miss
Yeah.
things, I don't know what. And me, I am not ashamed of telling people off.
You're like very direct.
Yeah, I'm very direct. I'm like, please, sir or miss, you can use the escalator. I will take this.
Okay, you say that.
Yes, of course.
How do people react?
They get ashamed. They do it. What they will do? They will argue with me? No,
They go and take
because
the.
I say it in a very respectful way.
Of course, yeah.
And because they see that they have an option, I don't have an option, and there is a train that is coming in a few minutes.
True. So true.
You know, especially when we're going somewhere, and the
Yeah.
escalator is literally behind the elevator.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
they will
yeah,
go
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
else.
No, it's
But
here.
of course, if they have luggage, they have kids, they have a dog, whatever, of course, I wouldn't say. But usually I would say that if also I see someone else also sitting on a wheelchair, or someone else also like an old person, whatever, then I go like, hi, please, you group of, I don't know, 5 guys that are young and you look healthy. You wait, you take the next one.
Do you say this because of your personality? Like, how about the others? Did you see sometime somebody on a wheelchair say like this as well, or no? It's you do this because like because of your personality. You're not like how to say. You can't speak to public and say, "Hey, can you please take the elevator?" Or so on.
Honestly, I don't have so many close people.
No, not close
Then
with like when you let's say in the public. Let's say you want to take elevator. There was other person on a wheelchair, but it was you who told.
yeah, it's always me. I mean, and I always say it not for me. I say it so that if someone else, this person will think about it for someone else, because I know that so many people um, cannot say it. They're either ashamed or shy, or they don't like confrontation, because also one of the things here in the Swedish society, people don't like confrontation. It's a stereotype. But people don't like to confront. People don't like to just say it out loud. I have no problems with it, as long as you say it in a respectful way.
And makes sense.
And it makes sense. And I ask, like, I don't, it's reasonable. It's in a reasonable
it's not
manner.
like that you want to start a fight just
Yeah,
because.
and it's not like a tower or whatever, and then I tell people, no, you go take the stairs. Of course not.
Yeah.
You know, it depends
I
on the
understand you.
context. It depends on all
I
of it. But
understand
I
your
always
point.
need to speak.
What more takeaway messages to designers and traffic
For
engineers?
designers, again, I cannot stress enough. Use a wheelchair. Try it. Buy a wheelchair, I don't know, from the internet or whatever, like, I don't know, cheap one. Very, very simple. You don't need high tech, whatever it is. You don't need to have the one that I have or other people, or they call it active chairs, which are a bit more expensive. Just take a chair and see people from their perspective. Now, imagine someone who's designing your own home or designing your own
From
workplace.
their perspective.
Yeah, from their
I
perspective.
will never allow them.
Yeah, from not even knowing this is what we think Mustafa will need. So, of course, again, it's very difficult to meet all people that have physical disabilities, but there's also an average.
Yeah, there's like
there's
a
an average,
threshold. Yeah.
So talk to these people. You know what? Sometimes I went to, I don't remember where, but I think it was a governmental place. And then the woman at the reception, they had a high reception
Desk.
desk. And then she was like, hi, can I ask you for something? I'm like, yeah, sure, tell me. She was like, We want to build a lower desk for people that are sitting on the wheelchair. Can you just tell me what would be the perfect height? So simple. And look
That's
how
true.
much it will help because
Yeah.
they didn't go like, oh, we think it's gonna be this height is it's good. But
Let's look at the research and
yeah, research, no. Talk to real people. I
yeah,
mean, I personally, if people can contact me after this, I will do it for free. I will do it as many times as possible
nice,
just
nice.
to help
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just let me know. I will help out. But ask people that you're building it
Like real
for,
people, yeah.
real people, or get a chair, sit on it.
Okay, so never assume.
No, standard, with all due respect, this is one thing, but reality
I
is
will I
also
will show
another. Yeah.
you.
I'm interested to
I
see that.
will. No, wait. I will bring it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so in the front of you, you can read. It's like architecture handbook, um, and here, like we have the dimensions and all of this. So, like, you still think that we should ask people?
I'm looking so that if the um no, 100%. I mean, no, still 100%. Ask a real person.
Okay.
Like when you do medicine, you don't go medicine the whole time by just reading textbooks. You actually go talk to patients.
Yeah.
I know it's very different examples, but you still need to go and talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it only needs 1, 2 people maximum. It will save you so much. It will give
Yeah.
a good reputation for the design
Yeah.
that this person is truly inclusive.
Mm.
They're really thinking about details. As you know, a great designer is a person who thinks about details.
And because you're designing for people, I mean. And how about okay, moving from public transportation and station? How is your movement within the city? Like going to public space, to a park, going from A to B.
In Stockholm, it's relatively good.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoy going. I like my walks between brackets, especially when it's like summer. I like to just like listen to music and go around the city and then go through the water, and it's very accessible, so it's very good. But then yeah,
Like the walk path and everything.
yeah. I
Is it
mean,
wide
it's
enough for you and so
yeah,
on?
yeah. It's in the middle of the city. Yes, I mean Stockholm. I'm talking about Stockholm. Yes, it's good. But of course, if you're in Slussen, Södermalm, it's a bit, going up and down. Then there is no way for me to enjoy or
There's no
whatever.
way for others.
Yeah, that's
It's
how the
like
whole
complicated and
it's the whole topography of
yeah,
the
yeah,
area. So there's nothing that they can make it more accessible, right?
yeah,
But with Stockholm, city, inner city, it's
yeah.
fine.
So let's say me and you gonna for like a walk in the city. So
Mm.
it's for you it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very good. I
Yeah.
mean, I can go on everywhere
Cool,
with
cool.
no problem
Uh,
outside, but then
outside.
entering
No,
places, then it's very different.
yeah. So and like public spaces, parks usually they are accessible for you.
Mm.
Yeah. And how about like because now when you mentioned the carpet here,
Mm.
it's like it's a kind of friction or not friction. What did you call resisting?
Resistance.
Yeah. How is
Mm.
it when you're outside? Like what kind of material are good, bad?
Oh, it's so good that you say it. I don't know what it's called.
These stones, right? Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I have no
the
idea
old
why.
stones.
These are the old stones, but some places they put them because they're aesthetically nice. It's nice when they just add it randomly next to an entrance, and this is super annoying because
Really?
yeah, it makes the chair super difficult because basically I have small wheels in the
Yeah.
front and
Yeah.
then I have back ones. So the front, if they're like as big as like if they enter the hole, then I have to lift the chair on
Ah.
every stone. I
Yeah.
cannot just roll.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this is one of the reasons that I don't go to Gamla Stan.
The old town.
Yeah, but that's, like old and that's understandable. But any new places, like park or entrance or
Because
whatever,
it's very popular for the urban designer to use them
and they should never use it. And one of the things that I didn't like in Sweden's pavilion in Expo
in
2020,
Dubai. Yeah.
that they had it all. I know
Yeah.
that they
It's
had
like it's
the
a nature or
nature, but it was
theme.
so bad because it was so difficult for me to enter
Inaccessible. Yeah.
and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least, okay, fine, you have this concept, but be mindful.
Yeah.
Put one a smooth surface just
Yeah.
for whatever
I mean, now when we talk, it's not only about the wheelchair, but we are like, how to say, what do you call it? Baby?
baby carriage,
Yeah, baby
mhm,
carriage or for senior,
trolleys.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
seniors.
yeah. Of course. So these some things are very aesthetically nice, but
Reality is something
yeah,
else.
make them. But then if you really, really want to have that design, then just have plan B for other people, an option B
Yeah.
for other people to use.
Mm. Okay. And what else in the public spaces?
I mean, apart from the normal topography, which is a street going up and down, there's nothing that you can do about it. It's just for me entering and exiting buildings, restaurants. Most of the boutiques or restaurants, or there's so many of them in the city that they're like um, downstairs or upstairs. Again, some people are nice enough to help me, but when it's a spiral stair, then there is no way. I don't want anyone to help because it's very dangerous. They could, because there's too
It's,
little
they're
space,
tight.
very tight, and too little space
Yeah.
for. And again, I know that I am a rational, logical person, and I know that a city will never be 100% accessible. But when we put accessible things such as electric elevators or door openers or ramps, at least make these functional
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
This is what my point is.
Yeah.
Make them, if you're going to put them anyways, you're investing time or whatever, then make them properly.
Tell me more about like the outdoor life. Like, do you go to nature, forest?
Sometimes, yeah. There is a place, I live in Hagenholm, which is in Tabi. It's a new area. And they have built a new place. What do you call it? All the way leading to the water, and it's super nice
So
and it's
beautiful.
super um, accessible. There's like actually like a path that you walk until you reach the water
That's
in a
nice.
very aesthetically beautiful way.
Very beautiful.
So I like that. Of course, some places are not, but then you just go to the ones that they.
So you have very limited, or how do you say in Sweden, in Stockholm?
No, I think they're
You have many
relatively good.
options.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say many, but I say I have good options. It's not like I need to, all the places should be
Yeah, yeah,
accessible.
yeah.
I mean, of
I
course
understand
not.
you.
I mean, but at least the ones that are accessible, they are
Made
truly
them like
accessible.
truly accept, not
They
half
are,
half.
yeah, they are truly accessible.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Mm. Do you usually like go to out with friends, like outdoor, staying outdoor?
Like, what do you mean?
Like friend call you, let's go out to this park, or let's go out and to like a waterfront, or
In my, I mean, in my life, it's very rare because I'm more into the city and working a lot.
yeah.
So maybe when I was younger, I used to go more to parks and maybe grill, or and now if it happens, maybe once a year, and it's like a friend's yard. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't
yeah,
have that
yeah, yeah,
much to say there
yeah.
because I don't do that.
So, any messages or comments to the urban designers that working with the urban, like outdoor spaces? What should we think about? A part of talking to people
Mm,
and also using a wheelchair and to have the experience,
mm.
or at least part of experience, because we can never tell to have the experience, but at least part of the
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, of course. I would like. I really like in Dubai. Um, have you been to the marina in Dubai?
Yeah,
Dubai Marina.
yeah,
So basically, Dubai Marina, it's like, as it sounds, it's like an urban place with an artificial marina, and then, but it's lower than the street level. So people usually take the stairs to go down next to the water. But then for the ramp, they do it as a zigzag throughout the whole way until they reach. And I really love that concept because you, as a wheelchair user, you can go up by yourself and it's not too steep and it's, it's good. Even if it's longer, which is totally fine, but it's not a direct one, like this is the ramp. So if they can implement more of these into public spaces, because
Okay.
some public spaces, I don't know what you call them, but they are like old as well. You find them a lot in the middle of the Stockholm city here. You find stairs, and then
Yeah.
on the stairs, they're like built in ramps,
Yeah, like 2 tracks. Yeah.
2 tracks.
Yeah.
This, even with a person helping me, there's no way that they can take me up.
Ah.
Unless you're a baby and
And
you're
so you're very lightweight.
very lightweight. Then when it's very lightweight, you can take it. But it's too steep, even for a grown up
Oh
person
my God.
to
Yeah.
help me because it's too steep
Sip, yeah.
and it's going up and it's slippery. So it has almost zero function.
So we think that we solved the problem
Yeah,
and it's
no, it's not.
accessible. Ta-da.
It's not.
Okay.
So this, then you have to go around the whole area or go somewhere else. Of course, I'm telling you, these are like first world problems. Like these are.
No, I mean, like now we're talking about this perspective in Stockholm. I know it's very different in maybe let's say in Baghdad. It's another story.
Yeah.
And people maybe will not ask as or give a feedback as how you give now, but every city has own story and
Yeah,
perspective.
exactly. So
And we respect maybe like if I do, let's say, I don't know, maybe in Canada or in South Africa or in Argentina, they will tell me different stories. So of course, with all respect and
Yeah. So I'm not trying to make a sound, entitled or privileged, but because accessibility is a very big topic in Stockholm.
I'm also just
That's
I
why.
want to say something also more here. Like some people might say, but Reem, be grateful that you have an elevator in Stockholm. I mean, here we don't even can use our wheelchair outside. I mean, this conversation shouldn't happen. You have the rights to move in the city. I mean, it's not like, now listen to her. She is in Stockholm and she is complaining about electrical doors. They are not opening fast or elevator. And here we don't have anything. I mean, like everyone should have the right to move and to be
100%.
part of city life.
No, 100%. I mean, I do respect, there's so much that I can talk about other countries, other nations, other cultures, how they view people on a wheelchair and how they have their lives and everything. That's another topic for
Yeah,
another day.
it's like the
Mm,
social view on
yeah,
this. Like,
it's very, very
yeah,
different.
yeah,
But the reason why I am this comfortable in saying or answering your questions with yes, this is working. No, this is not working. This could be better because there are laws in Sweden that say that these things should be accessible,
yeah,
and it should the definition of accessibility should be really understood by everyone. So this is why I am comfortable saying, you know what? No, this is not accessible. This is not good. This is good. This I don't mind because there are laws
okay,
and people are actually doing it, but they're not doing it properly.
right,
Because, of course, it's better than nothing, but you're going to do it anyways. Why don't you do it the right way? And it will not cost you more. It
yeah,
will just the mindset, how you will build it. It's a
yeah.
bit different.
How was your summer trip now? Like you're traveling, did you face a lot of challenges?
To Bodrum, surprisingly, because I've been to Turkey before. I've been to a few cities in Turkey. I've been to Istanbul. Istanbul is beautiful city, but is not wheelchair friendly.
Okay,
I mean, apart from that, Istanbul is built on, I don't know, 7, 8 hills. I'm not sure, but it's built on hills. So, anyways, even people, like they need to go
yeah,
up. So, Bodrum, it was surprisingly in the city center. Me and my sister didn't need to get in a taxi throughout the whole city center because all of it was like flat surface, but even going up and down between, like sidewalks, it was very good for the chair. So I really liked it. So I wouldn't say there was so much there.
Airports, are they good? Let's say Arlanda, was it for you?
Yeah, I mean, it depends where you go in the world. I cannot speak for all
No,
of the.
let's
Yeah,
talk about the Stockholm.
Arlanda. Yeah,
Yeah,
Arlanda is very
the
good.
airport here.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
very good. Very good service when it comes to wheelchair. Very respectful, professional. I really like it
Nice.
because you get to appreciate Arlanda stuff
When you're
when you're abroad.
true.
You really get to appreciate
Really?
them. Yeah, because and it you could see. I will not name other countries, but you could see because I've been to a few.
No, you can name, so they block my podcast.
No. I will not name with all due respect because I still have a bit of hope that this is not everyone. But here in Stockholm, they see you as a person using a wheelchair. In other culture, there is a chair and then there is a person on it.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So they see the chair, they don't see
So
you.
you're not a human.
Yeah, they don't see you. So, and this reflects on, I'm not saying that they talk disrespectful to me or whatever, but the way that they push the chair to help me to take
Ah,
up. It's like there's no person on that
like
chair.
you're
It's
a
like,
bag.
yeah. So, not, what do you call it? Not gentle,
Yeah.
not mindful of
Mm,
touching me. Like it's just very random. But here in Stockholm, they're very,
nice.
respectful. They ask you, "Are you okay? Can I do this?" Blah blah blah. But also it reflects on society.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Like in general, overall,
Mm.
what are the good things that urban planners, architects, and traffic engineers like doing in the city? Like, what do you appreciate in the city from accessibility point of view?
Stockholm,
Yeah, in Stockholm.
that they are far more better than so many other countries. And I like that, for example, if I am renting an office space or visiting, like an office space or whatever, um, and it's not accessible, they fix it like that.
Mm,
They still have, like urban planners or
yeah,
whatever. And the ones who are building new buildings, they're thinking a bit differently. They're minding more about these things. I can see it when in comparison to visiting very, very old buildings or buildings from the 60s, 70s, and then buildings from
yeah.
late, like after 2012 or something.
Mm-mm.
It's different. So I really appreciate that they're thinking it. They're really trying hard into making it comfortable for everyone. So this is a very good thing.
Nice. If you got $1 million and you can invest it in, or spend it on a project related to urban design, on what will you put the money? Which kind of project?
I would make high attractions in cities more accessible to people.
Mm,
Like attractions that are in the up a hill or up something that is up that has an amazing view, a restaurant or whatever. Because usually, like you can take a car and then you stop and then you should take a walk until you reach
yeah,
there. So I mean, design is such a beautiful and amazing and then a very very tough job because you get to be really creative and solve problems.
true.
So these are not like impossible. So I would really invest in um, giving more people experience.
Mm,
Like you too can come here. You too can enjoy this view. You too can.
yeah,
Very small, simple ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you happy in the city from accessibility? Now we're only talking about accessibility point of view.
What makes me happy in a city? I
Yeah.
mean, can you be more specific? When it comes to I don't know.
Let's say like
Like,
when you're moving or when you're using a space, like more related to design and accessible.
I mean, it makes me happy that I can take like a walk, wheelchair walk, if you call it, long distance without having any trouble. That makes me really happy because this is one of the things that I love doing when I'm out of know, I'm not at work. I don't want to go home directly. I want to free my mind. I just like rolling. It's like jogging, but for a chair. You know, I put music and then I just roll fast for like 2, 3 hours nonstop.
What?
Yes, 2, 3 hours nonstop. I go around all of Stockholm.
Really?
Yeah, and it's super cool and it's super fun. And the thing that makes me the happiest when I can do all of this without thinking, I have to go back.
Yeah. So
Yes.
is the network connected, like walking path or
From there are different
yeah,
path
routes?
routes I take. It depends on the mood and the time
Yeah.
that I have. But one of my favorite is going from Hammarby and going all the way to Kungsholmen.
What?
Yes, I would go all the way to Kungsholmen. There is a bit of trouble next to Slussen
Okay.
because of the construction,
Mm.
but there are ways around it. But then there is another one from, for example, from um, what do you call it? Fridhemsplan to Djurgården.
That's a very long distance, you know.
But I don't go in the middle of the city. I go on the sides of the city, the outer lines, because I want also a view.
And it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
That's nice.
So, but I have never tried to actually go inside between the buildings. No, I don't think that's good. But when it comes to, you know, like whatever there is, I follow the water line
Yeah.
everywhere. It's very good.
Do you usually also like roll on bike lines? You use?
No,
No, you're not
no,
allowed?
only because I have wheels, I can do that.
No, no. No, no, no. I mean, like if
No, have you seen
if
bikers in Stockholm? They're more dangerous than cars.
no, I thought like if the space is not wide
Mm,
on the walk path,
mm.
then you can use this one also
I would love to, but I can't.
because of
The bikers are too fast. Because
ah
that one is usually in like so many bikers going and
yeah
it's more than one person.
yeah
And sometimes it's only one side of the road.
yeah exactly
Sometimes you have on both sides, but that's, I think, very rare in Stockholm. But when it's the same side, then you have bikers going two
yeah
ways.
2 ways yeah
Where will I go when it's, I don't know, X amount of meters wide?
yeah
Then I have to, but if I choose, if there's a lot of people, for
yeah
example, on
then
the
you
other side, then I have to be very careful. I need to remove my music and then just look if
to
there's
watch
anyone
yeah
behind me.
okay.
Mm.
What makes you happy?
And what? General?
No.
I don't know.
what, what makes you happy in the city from accessibility and design point of view when you go out?
I just it's when things are accessible and working fine. When things are accessible with no much trouble, with minimum trouble.
Interesting. And so before we go to the next section of this episode, the next section is about you and Combify as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future, usually we dream about future cities and we imagine and vision how the future cities will look like and so on. So if I tell you like let's say 50 years from now, do you see cities accessible? Do you see Stockholm more accessible? No, it's going to continue the same.
It's kind of scary to think that if it doesn't, I think it will. I think it will if it's, you know, like with whatever we're going and how we're thinking. And I think it will. I think more people, for example, wheelchair users, will have more equal opportunities to enter the same spaces in the same ways as everyone else.
I'm not sure like if this is part of the United Nations rights or somewhere written in somewhere in the policy in Sweden, but I truly believe like all of us, no matter like what we have as challenges, we should have like an equal city life experience.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think that too. But again,
It's like
I
a
am
human
realistic.
right. Yeah.
I am realistic. I don't like, for example, as I said, I don't expect people to, I don't know, build me an elevator on the top of a hill just because me and you can have the same experience. But If there is a certain attraction, a certain city hall, or a certain thing that people are supposed to go and see things, and I'm not included, then I will feel left out. So that I want, but when it has to do with nature, not so much. But if it's man built, yes.
So your last message for all the urban practitioners, what it will be?
I mean, keep doing what you're doing. I really think that people are onto something. They're really trying hard. They're really being mindful, all of that. But just um, move a little bit away from the textbook. Go test it, even not even talking to the people. Go and see it. I know that people, like designers, they go and check that everything is okay, but test it. As make it as important as any element of the building. It is not just a requirement. Because it's a requirement, we have to do it. See it as important as everything else. And then that's when you will be more creative in solving these problems.
Yes. No, but again, I'm very happy and I learn a lot. So thanks so much for sharing, being open about this and sharing this with us. So thanks, Reem.
Thank you. I mean, I hope that I have helped something.
Yes, for sure. And are you ready for the next question? So tell me more about the Combify. How is it going? And what is next?
I mean, when was the last time we talked? I think that's
1 year?
1 year ago, I
Yeah.
think. Oh my God, time
Was
flies.
yeah, it was winter maybe.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think it's
bit
long time ago,
long
to be
time
honest.
ago. So, in comparison to last time I was here, we were building the product and starting to going out to the market. And now we have more than 80 customers, mostly building developers, and so many of Sweden's biggest names when it comes to building development. We have some architecture firms also. We're just starting with the sales. It's going well. Um, Finally, like it's time for the industry to see the value of Combify, to know that even we exist, because still so many people, they don't know that we exist. So the plan for this year is to commercialize the product even more, and marketing and talking to customer, getting feedback, going back to the office, build more features, and go on.
Nice, nice. And you still have the demo, right? If people want to click on the link and try a demo, right?
We have, I
Or
mean,
you change it?
you can go to the website, and then in the website you'll have a demo link that there's a video of the platform, but people are so welcome to contact me, or there's a contact information on the website, and you're welcome. Like I would love to spend some time with you, explain more about the platform, the product. I'm mostly interested in people's feedback, and then if they want to use it, they're more than welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Are you still working 24/7?
I mean, define 24/7. Of course, I could work 5 days a week, and then, or a certain amount of days, and then, stop at this amount of hour. But then, if the job needs more, then that's what I'm gonna do. But I am resting. I am doing good.
Nice.
I mean,
Is
yeah.
it can you say that it's let's working hours compared to like last year when we met, when we
No,
recorded the
this year
episode?
is more.
More?
Yeah, because you think now I laugh about it, because you think, oh, like when you start a company, when I have, like more in the team, I will do less. Now you do
Yeah.
more, because before you had the product, you have customers, now you have a team, you have a culture that you need to build, you have a brand that you need to build. There's so many different elements, which is really, really cool and
Yeah.
exciting, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So Reem, like what is your biggest challenge now working on in Combify?
How to prioritize things.
Okay.
Because right now, in any company our stage, everything is a priority.
Mm.
So how do I prioritize? Which things do I do first? When do I drop things? When do I pick up things? So this is a challenge, but it's a rewarding challenge because you get to grow, as cliche as that sounds, but it's really,
Okay.
it helps you problem solve in a better way. But this is a challenge,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. And you told me like not so much time for hobbies and so on.
No,
You don't like at all?
no, I mean, I started, I've been wanting to do painting at home, not to produce beautiful results, but I just want to get out, because you work the whole day, you get so much
Yeah.
information. I just want to, like get things out. And then I started with, I don't know how long will I keep on doing it, but with Lego.
Oh, yeah, I saw on Instagram. I thought it's like just for fun, but then it's like a kind of serious hobby then.
I was so tempted to go inside that Lego shop and buy, like the biggest car. I want to build a car. But then I'm like, take it easy. I've not done this before. Yeah,
why Lego?
I love problem solving, as nerdy as that sounds. But
But then you're back to work again.
yeah, no, but this is in my own, in Swedish, we would say, min egen takt. It's on my own pace.
Okay.
So I could finish a Lego in 1 week or in 10 days or in a whole one day, you know? So I like the
There is no deadline.
there's no deadline. This is the biggest one. There's no deadline. No one is telling me, come on, you have to do it now, 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 finish so you can start with the next thing. Oh my God, that's so sad. That is true.
I mean,
Yeah, I think there's no deadline. That's why I love
I
it.
mean, you try to put it in a very beautiful
I
and
didn't
life
think about it.
philosophical. Yeah, there is no deadline, Reem. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
No, maybe that's why I like
You'd be like,
it.
it's on my own tact, and
Yeah, because like I sit and I don't know if all Lego people, I don't know, do that, but I organize my Legos first and then I start building.
like you put the small one together.
That is same colors and same and the smaller ones, so that when I want them, I would just go and take them.
Are you sure that you're doing Lego not working?
This is me, my personality. So as sad as that sounds, that's my hobby for
Okay,
now.
so now you're starting.
Yeah, I want to do a big car, the biggest car in the
So
Lego thing. Like with the I don't know, wheels and stuff.
like
But
okay, big one.
yeah, a big car.
Nice.
But I'm waiting for that because I need to see how much patience do I have first. I want to start.
What do you mean?
Patience if I'm gonna drop it or not.
Like the entire hobby?
Yeah, the entire thing.
So there is no deadline,
No,
and you do it when you want to.
when I want to.
Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, I do have, like sometimes people say, yeah, but you have to get a life. I mean, that's a very, very bad, I think, phrase.
I hate that.
I hate it as well because it feels like whatever I'm doing is not part of life, but
It's
this is part
useless.
of my life.
Yeah.
This is my life. And I choose to wake up every day and build Combify. I
Yeah.
choose
Yeah.
to work all of these extra hours. I
Yeah.
choose to do all of these things because I genuinely enjoy it and I have something for the future that I want to do.
Yeah, that's very nice the way you describe it, because I know I don't like when people say work life, or this is work, do something else. I mean, like, it's part of me, like doing podcast part of me, doing urban planning is my passion. So okay, maybe let's say I'm lucky that I found my passion and I don't consider it as a work. But at the same time, I don't like this that like it's work, this is life, and fun should be after work. Like when you close your PC, or like go out of the office, then it's your life starts, and then you should enjoy your time. I mean, come on,
No,
really?
if that, then no, that would be horrible.
And I think this is like, if you're not really working with passion and so on,
Yeah, I mean, if you're
then
not lucky enough, I think working with whatever that you love,
yeah.
because some people, I don't think there's wrong or right in this.
No, there is no, but like instead of judging and telling, oh, but go get a life, maybe I understand people that maybe they like what they do, so they don't consider that like it's work. Maybe it's hobby, or they like it. So far, they're happy, and
Yeah, it's just
it's healthy.
different,
It's healthy
But
for them.
just please, people, stop using that phrase. I mean, this is, yeah, this is a life too.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, a
yeah.
life is a 24-hour per day. It's not like life from 5 to
No,
until you
no.
go and sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I could have whatever. One of the hobbies that I want to do in the future, which is shooting, but not hunting, just on objects,
Okay.
not shooting animals or whatever. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
But because I think it's very target oriented, and again we go back to the same thing. It is my personality. This is what I
It's
like.
so cool.
Yeah. I've tried it a couple of times.
You tried?
Yeah.
Was it heavy like when you
Yeah,
shoot?
it was very heavy actually. It was heavier than what I thought, but I think it was very it gives you steadiness, focus, target, and then you try to, you know,
Yeah,
make it
it's a
better
lot
and
of
better.
focus, right?
It's a lot of
Focus
focus,
and
yeah.
like power to hold.
I mean, it depends on the equipment, whatever you use. But again, I need to stress not hunting animals. It's just nothing. It's just objects or targets made of paper or objects. Yeah. So, and in a safe environment.
What is your daily routine? When do you wake up?
I mean, I wake up at around 7:30. Um, if I have meetings, I try not to have early meetings. I like to have my meetings at 10 because I don't, of course, when I have the choice to, I don't like to come to the office and go directly into a meeting room. I want to landa, think about what is it I want to say or what is it I'm going to do,
Like prepare and
prepare, think about it, so that I'm also calm when I'm coming in the meeting. And then just normal, sit in the office, work the whole day, and then go back home, sometimes cook.
what time you finish working? Like
It really
average.
depends. I mean, I usually leave the office at 5, 6. So, but and then if I have still stuff to do, then I would take a break in between at home. I would watch a series, eat something, do something, and then I would like work a couple of hours in the evening
Later. Okay.
later. And then I
Okay.
would be I wouldn't mind working if I'm like in my sofa and just
Okay.
doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it depends if I have things that are ongoing that needs
Be
to
finished.
be finished.
Mm. And what time you like go to bed?
Um, like between 12 and 1. So I get around 6 hours of sleep. So, so from 12 to 1. And yeah, I mean, it is very chilled. Like I do work a lot, like a lot of my friends tell me, like,
Do you consider it as a work or do you consider it as like it's like an activity? It's not like something heavy activity. Oh shit, I need to work now.
no, I feel like it's something I have to do because there's something I need to
Is
accomplish.
it fun?
Of course. If it's not fun, I wouldn't do it every day, despite if I am in a good mood or a bad mood or tired or sick or I miss my family or I'm bored or lonely or if I don't love it, then I wouldn't last it this long. So this is the only way that, I love it. And I don't love, I will not tell you, oh, it's all perfect and amazing and pinky dreams. Sometimes, like you go crazy because of the amount of stuff that you need to do, the amount of responsibility. So many people respect you. You have accomplished a certain standard. You need to meet them. All of these things. If you tell someone something, then you have to go and try to meet it. All of these things. So it's very, very tough. But if you love it and if you feed on growing, like if you're someone who, like loves growing and everything, then you will enjoy the process. Because this is by far the best thing I've ever done in my whole life. Best decision. If I had to do it again, I would do it again.
So like, do you find time to socialize, to meet friends, and so on?
I mean, I can if I want to.
But you don't want.
I don't know. It's not that. I mean, of course, the busiest person on earth, if they want to make time, they can make time. I do know a lot of people, but I have very small, small, small circle of friends. I'm very limited. Less than 5 people that I meet. Um, in my free time. And these are people that I choose to meet because also I am in a certain period in my life. I need a lot of focus. I need to surround myself with like-minded people, or at least positivity, people that I feel comfortable with, people that I can vent and just, like say whatever I'm feeling or when I'm tired. But maybe when I was younger or before, then I could just do things. But now I'm very selective of who do I socialize with. Of course, I can socialize with you, whenever I can, but you have to be in the very inner circle.
So you start painting, right? What do you paint?
I just start coloring and then see what comes out from the paper because um, there has been also like studies on it, but also it's something I'm very interested in. Sometimes when you paint, you figure out how you're really feeling. So if you put like a set of colors in front of you and you put music or whatever, you set up the mood, and then you just randomly, with no reference, you don't think of a flower, person, whatever, you just start painting. And then you see like the shapes that you have painted or drawn, um, the colors, the overall thing. When you're done, if you look at it, you learn about how you're feeling inside. And they're like dark colors, scary stuff, then there's something you need to fix on. But yeah, so this is why I like that. It's soothing, but also,
Cool. So now you have like Lego and painting.
yeah, but Lego for now because I cannot do both. One of them.
Yeah. Before the last like three questions, I have one question. Do you consider yourself as lucky because now you're building this company, you have investors, you're doing good? So maybe people see you're lucky. Are you lucky that you're in this position situation?
I mean, I am lucky I am in Sweden, but I am not lucky what got me here. It's hard work, but it's luck that as in I had good um, circumstances that have helped me. That I am in a city that there are a lot of startups, a lot of investors. People take you seriously when you have an idea. You're not like somewhere else. So in that essence, yes, it is. I am lucky, but I'm not. I didn't get investments because I'm lucky. It's because I worked hard together with my partner and with my team. So it's, let's say, 90% effort and 10% luck.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
mm,
So now we're in the last section of this episode, and I have three questions. The first one is about you giving a message to yourself.
myself as in now or in the future?
Know yourself as now. You have a good future.
It gets easier after it gets tough. So just keep going. So whatever tough things are happening, it gets easier and easier because knowledge is gained. So I keep reminding myself of that. Then I will be so happy with my future self.
Nice. And give me and give the listeners three takeaway messages.
The first one is that we're building cities for everyone. So think of everyone, be mindful of everyone, because everyone deserves to have almost the same experience. I wouldn't say exactly, but almost. The second is that don't be afraid to ask. Like if you have a neighbor or someone that is using, for example, a wheelchair, because that's the topic of today, accessibility, don't be afraid to ask because I'm telling you, most of the people would be so happy to answer that because this is not something that only me I'm going through. I'm sure that so many people are going through that. So just don't be afraid to ask a question. And when you think about design textbooks and people from the history and the artists. Amazing reference. But talk to real people as well. Very important whenever you're implementing design. Because design is beauty, but design is function as well. So.
And the last question is going to be you asking it to me and to the listener. So what is your question to us?
If I were to design something you would use every day, how would you like me to go about it? How would you like me to design it? What would be the first step? Something for you, specifically for you. So if you answer that question, I think you will be...
You will get the point of
exactly
episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Reem. I'm very happy that you're here, sharing your story, inspiring us. It means a lot. Maybe you don't see, but it's very valuable for us. And this is what we are maybe sometimes missing, like the perspective of user that we are designing for. So I'm grateful that you're here and cheering you up. Combify, shout out to all the people, the team. So keep up the good work. You're really doing good work.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Mustafa. Usually whenever I speak at different events, it's about different topics, but this is like the first time that I, very straightforward, very clear, very comfortable talking about these specific things. If you had more time, I would have even spoken more because I would also come up with solutions for it. But thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, to do this. And hopefully, at least one takeaway every designer that is working in urban planning would take at least any of what we've talked about today. That would be amazing.